Om. 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 Om Shri Babaji Namaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahasayaji Namaha. Om Shri Yukteswarji Namaha. Om Shri Paramahansa Yoganandaji Namaha. Om Shri Shaliji Namaha. Om Shri Goswami Kriyanandaji Namaha. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, Yanamaha. O ye powers that be, of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether. O ye powers that be of our bloodlines. O ye powers that be of all of the lineages to whom we attune. Namaste. O ye path makers of old. Namaste. Be with us. Sweep clear our paths. From the point of light within the mind of our Ishta, light streams forth into the minds of all beings, and thus light emerges upon the earth. From the point of love within the heart of our Ishta, love streams forth into the hearts of all beings, and thus love divine emerges upon the earth. From the Bindu, where the full wisdom of Ishta lies, the purpose of the lineage is revealed. To realize, to remember, to serve. May our time together be blessed. May we be abundantly blessed as we most need. May we find the strength that we need with each breath that we breathe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Welcome. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday Sangha. Once upon a yogi time, in the ever-present now, there was a soul. That is you. The soul had a memory track. That is your memory track. The soul had an ego, which blinded the memory track. That is your ego. The soul had preferences that it was attached to, like your preferences, like your biases. That soul woke up one day wanting to breathe, wanting to find joy, feeling that there must be something more important, more vital, some better way to live their lives than they had been. Turning inward, they found themselves in a forest. In a place that they were again and again and again and again. And looking down from above, they saw that the path, which was lined with beautiful trees, beautiful flowers, beautiful path, had thorns scattered upon it. They looked at their feet, they looked at their hands, they looked at their arms, their legs, and they had picked up thorns. They walked along, came to a clearing, and there was their bush. Your bush is right there in the clearing. Your bush, your tree, that belongs to you. It's right there in the clearing. And so they sat. So you sit. So I sit. Holding on to our thorns. They belong to us. They're comfortable. They may hurt, but they're comfortable. You're familiar with them. And along comes little yogi and says, do you want to be happy? Perhaps. But I'm not sure it's possible on the earth to be happy, is the answer. And little yogi says to you, yes, it is possible. You can be happy. This is a garden of God. And your mind rears back and says, how can you say that? Look at all the cruelty. Look at all the difficulties. Look at all the pain. Look at all the suffering. Yes, yes, this is true. But you can choose to find peace, to find equanimity in the midst of this. There is beauty. The sun rises. It does rise. It does rise. Even though there are days and days and days, at least here, where you think it's never going to come back again. But it peaks out. The sun is always here, always rising. And you say to the little yogi, what do I have to do to be happy? And the little yogi says, you have to think a new thought. Decades ago in my life, just a few breaths, I went to sit in my guru's ashram. Sat there, as close to the door as I could get, just in case I needed to get out real quickly. And he said, be happy. Just be happy. And to tell you the truth, my mind became irritated. My mind became angry. And I thought, well, that's a fine thing for you to say. Sitting up there in that comfortable chair with that beautiful blue hanging behind you. It's a fine thing for you to say. Just be happy. And my mind listed every thorn, every reason that I couldn't be happy, and didn't find one that I could. And he kept saying, just be happy, just be happy, just choose at this moment to be happy. And he said it enough. He said it enough times, not just that Sunday, but many Sundays. He said it enough that I thought, well, maybe I should give this a try. Maybe there's something here for me to understand, something here for me to listen to. Because nobody in my life, my beloved, nobody until that moment had ever said to me, just be happy. I had been told, you'd better not be so happy, the other shoe's going to drop, but I had never been told, just be happy. And so today, if it's the first time you hear it, I know what that feels like. And I'm saying to you, be happy. Just be happy. In the midst of your misery, in the midst of the big sadness, in the midst of your anger, in the midst of your despondency, be happy. Choose at this moment, just at this moment, just choose to be content, to have santosha, to have contentment. You can be happy when the meditation is over. You can be happy now. And you want to go back to being unhappy later, that's okay, you can. But for right now, just be happy. Now what did the little yogis say to the person in the woods, the man, the woman, you, me? He said, you have to step back from those thorns that you possess so hard. All the thorns, all the discomfort, all the pain, all the anguish in your life, they're thoughts. It's a thought form. Thoughts are eternal. Thoughts are immortal. So what happens? You have a preference for a thought. You prefer one thought over the other thought. Okay? Why don't you prefer this year the thought of joy, of happiness, of santosha, of contentment? Have the strength to prefer those thoughts over the thoughts of worry. Worry. The emotion of fear of something that might or might not happen. My husband's grandmother, his patriarchal grandmother, lived 4 or 5 blocks away from his parents. Close enough that they used to be able to walk back and forth. And when we were first married, we would go to visit his parents and we would walk over to Granny's and see Granny. Every time we left, she'd say, call me when you get home. I'm going to worry until you get there. Okay, it's daytime. It's a nice neighborhood. We're just going down the block. But okay, we'll call you. Every time without fail. And I used to say to Mark, I don't know, why does she worry? Why does she feel that that's going to keep us safe? Because that's what she thought. That somehow if she poured her energy into worry, that was a protective mechanism. And this is the way the mind is. It says, well, what if there's not enough? What if they don't like me? What if this? What if I fail? What if I have to do it again? What if I have to do it again? What if I have to do it again? And the mind continues again and again and again and again. What if? And worries. So we begin the year with a practice. And the practice is to say, well, I need to look at the thoughts that rise in my mind. And in looking at those thoughts, perhaps it is helpful for me, the habits, the thorns, if you will, perhaps it's helpful for me to categorize them. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of practices to do today. But let me preface that by saying to you, you are immortal. So while you're living in this body, which has a time gate to it, it forms and it dissolves away, and that is finite, but your spirit is immortal. Linked to your spirit is your soul. Your soul is your memory track, your personal memory track. All right, keep the two distinct. The spirit is the totality of all reality. Your soul is your memory bank, and it is also a mental mechanism. Now, the problem is your memory bank, hear this, your memory bank is not open. Your ego has closed the memory bank so that it does not remember everything from your prior life. Or the mystics would say it does not remember the future. It doesn't even remember 5 minutes ago oftentimes. It closes itself off. It closes itself off because of emotionality. So it closes itself off, or it becomes distorted so that you see life, but you don't see the reality. You see life as you have distorted it, as through the story, through the filter that you have placed upon it. You know, if you have an ego self that is primarily a Gemini, then you see life as only that which you can communicate. If you see it, if it's a soul, a memory track that is, the ego is primarily Capricorn, then it's only that which you can use. The fact that you're communicating about it isn't relevant if you can't utilize it. You go around the signs of the zodiac like this. But your inability to open up that memory bank, your inability to open up that memory bank is an inability, becomes an inability to express your spiritual life. It becomes an inability to be creative. You block off your creativity so that you then begin to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. Doesn't matter if you're going this way or this way or this way. It's the same repetitive thought forms that arise in the mind with an inability to break free of them. And so today, this month, this beginning of 2025 is about having the strength to break free of those patterns, to say, I would like to see the other side. I would like to break free of the circular patternings of my mind. It's a big step to say, I would like to be creative. You're a creative soul. You're a creative being. You have created the life that you live. You are creating the life that you live. And I know some of you say, well, I'm not an artist. I'm not a poet. I'm not a writer. I'm not a creator. Oh, you're a creator. You have created. You are creating. Now, look at what you're creating. You have in your subtle anatomy, in your astral body, you have an Ida, a Pingala, and the Sasamanic channel. Masculine, feminine, and balance. There are many, many symbols that will flow forth from these channels to your physical body as you are walking through life. Now, you have your everyday consciousness, which is, this, everything that you see that's physical. But in expanding your awareness, you're trying to move away from just this to the astral, to the other awarenesses. And we begin first through your meditation practice, when you begin to see the symbols flowing into your life in your meditation. And you take those into then your dream states. Or for some of you, you're going to begin with the dream states before you begin with the meditation. But the dream states will allow the symbols to flow into your consciousness. In a sense, it's the way that you first begin to open up that gate, is by being aware of and accepting of the symbols that flow in. So the first step is to say, if I'm going to develop my spiritual muscles, is to say, I'm willing to accept whatever flows in. And in order to do this, remember, you must have the blue light of self-awareness above your consciousness, above your chakra system, so that you have a portion of your consciousness that is non-judgmental. Non-judgmental. Neti, neti, neti. Judgment, neti, neti, neti. No judgment. The only way that we can begin to see is if we don't judge. We must become interested. You have to become interested in what's coming up from your unconscious, what's coming up from your subconscious. Wow, isn't that interesting? Wow, isn't that interesting? I still find it interesting that in the early part of my life, no one had ever said to me, just be happy. And then I come to sit at the feet of my guru and, just be happy, just be happy, just be happy. Isn't that interesting? But it took so long. Now, what you're trying to see and what you're trying to experience is a feeling state, not an emotion. Emotions lock down your consciousness. Emotions lock you into your ego consciousness. Emotions lock your consciousness. The difference between an emotion and a feeling. Emotions have a history. A feeling is noetic. Let go of the emotions. Let go of the emotions. Use that powerful technique, neti, neti, neti. An emotion rises in your mind. Neti, neti, neti. I'm not this thought. I'm not the thought thinking this thought. I'm not thought. Let go of the emotion. Ascend. Move your awareness higher. Ascend, 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 ascend. And feel, intuit, feel. You will be amazed at what you will begin to see. Now, here's the first practice. You're going to get a journal. It's really helpful to have either a journal that you use just for this purpose, or take a part of your journal that you normally use and set it aside for this purpose. So mark it. 3 times a day. That's all. Just 3 times a day. You begin this. And you stop. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to see feelings. Feelings. For 5 to 15 seconds, we'll do this in a minute, you're going to hold a positive thought. Just a positive thought, just for 5 to 15 seconds. 3 times a day. Not hard, okay? Now, you you really want to do it while things are a little quiet. Don't do it while the TV is blaring, and don't do it while the family is running around, or you're trying to cook dinner. But then at the end of the day, in your journal, examine your emotions. You're going to write one thing down, all right? Write one thing of the worst thing from your view that you said or you thought or you did today. You can do this before you meditate at night. Just what's the worst thing? Okay, that's all. And then you're going to put a symbol next to it. Now, for those of you who know astrology, it's very helpful to use the planets as a symbol to say, well, this was a confining symbol, it was a Saturn. This was an aggressive symbol, it was a Mars. This was an arrogant symbol, it was a Jupiter. You may choose on your own accord to draw a symbol so that, say that say it was a prickly thought. So you might draw a porcupine next to it. Say it was a mean thought. Draw some symbol that to you represents that. So create your own symbol language. But all you're doing is at the end of the day, you're writing that down. All right? And then we're going to talk about how you're going to neutralize that. What you're going to do. What you're going to do. All right? So 3 times a day for 5 to 15 seconds, you're going to hold a feeling state. Number 1. Number 2, at the end of the day in your journal, before you do this next ritual, before you meditate, you're going to put down for you what one thing. This cannot be a litany, all right? One thing that you perceive was the worst thing that you thought, you said, or you did today. That's all. With a symbol next to it. So you can understand it and classify it for yourself. Now, I would urge you to write in ways that you can understand it, but if somebody reads what you've written, they're not going to be able to understand it. So maybe you write down half a dozen words and draw a symbol. Something that is meaningful to you, but that you don't feel as if you have to be concerned about your privacy being invaded. All right? Now, let's just begin with the first practice, and then we're going to go to the second part. All right? So if you will, I'd like you to just close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes and think at this time, hold a positive thought in your mind. Let go. Take a breath. Become one with that feeling state. Now turn your head to the left with a double exhalation, the resurrection breath. Bring the head back to the center. And again, hold a positive thought in your mind. Bring a thought of joy, positivity to your mind. Now let that go and feel the feeling state. And now we're going to try this a third time. And if you've had difficulty thinking a positive thought or holding a positive thought in your mind's eye, I'd like you to just repeat the word Ananda. Just Ananda. 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 Silently. Let us begin. Either hold a positive thought in your mind's eye or repeat that word, Ananda. Silently. Let us begin. Let go of the thought and sit in the feeling state. Now, keeping your eyes closed, being aware of the feeling, hold your mind uninterrupted. We're going to count backward. I will speak it out loud for the first time, and then we will silently do this. Just hold the feeling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in the feeling. Again, turning your attention to the sun center. Become one with that feeling state. Breathing in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in the feeling state. And one more time to lock it in. Allow that feeling of Anandic bliss to arise within you. Allow the feeling to arise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your mind uninterrupted with that bliss, that feeling state. It was nice. Thank you. So remember what you're doing every day, 3 to 5 times, 2 to 5 minutes. You're stopping and you're holding a positive thought in your mind. If you can't think of something at that moment, use Ananda. Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. Use Ananda. If you can see a flower, see a flower. If you can see the mountain, see a mountain. If you can see the smile of your beloved, see that smile. If you can see the beauty of the tree or the wonder of the birds, see that, feel it. Or the wind blowing up against your face, or the soft snowflakes coming down, or the glory of the sunset in the middle of the Norwegian winter, or the sun peeking out of the clouds in the middle of a Chicago winter, or the glory of the sun radiating in the middle of an Australian winter. Find the beauty, my beloved, and hold it 3 to 5 times a day. Feel, don't think about it. Feel it, feel it. This is the first step to bringing strength to your life, to bringing spiritual creativity to your life, to enhancing your capacity to create, to find joy, to find beauty in every day of your life. Now, I know very keenly that some of you have been going through rocky times. There's a lot of thorns in your path. or your thorn bush has a lot of thorns that you're clinging to. As we begin this new year, this is a time for you to step into, to say to yourself, I want to find strength. Strength is there for you. You are strong. Do you want to be strong? Sometimes this means stepping away from, often it means stepping away from the expectation of others and the expectation of our ego self. We must let go of the desire to be approved of, to be accepted, to get acceptance or permission from everybody else before we do something, to feel like we have to suffer. You don't have to suffer. Well, unless you decide you do. And when you have decided that you do, you're clinging to that thorn bush. Let it go. Let go of that thorn bush, my beloved. Let go of the thorn bush. Find joy. Move from the emotions to the feeling states. So this week, that's the practice. Practice will unfold in the coming weeks. Yes. I think we will save the next part of this process till our gathering next week. Yeah, maybe I'll give you a preliminary. All right, maybe I'll give you a preliminary. Your ego self, I'm just telling you again, your ego self is the gatekeeper of all of your experiences. You want to neutralize that, my beloved. Neutralize that ego self. Neutralize it so that it does not close off your experiences, so that it does not say, well, everything has to be emotional. No. The emotions are angular. Let go of the emotions and bring them into a linear state of awareness. All right? That's all I'm going to say. That's all I will say for this week. I've given you what I think is a great tool 3 to 5 times a day. It's not a small thing that you're doing. 3 to 5 times a day, you are stopping and you are holding on to a feeling state, not an emotion, a feeling. You will build the muscles of feeling, of awareness, and you will be letting go of the angular emotionality of the mind. And then at the end of the day, you write down, okay, how did my day go? What was the worst thing that I said, that I thought that I did today? And why are you doing that? You're doing it just so that you don't, so you see more clearly. You're not criticizing yourself, all right? It's not to be critical. It's just to say, oh, well, the mind was very emotional. Look at what it did. And then you put a symbol next to it. And then, the full moon comes and you say, wow, I wonder how many prickly bushes I drew next to it. I wonder how many swords I drew next to it. I wonder how much depression I drew next to it. I wonder how much puffed ego I drew next to it. And see then what you need to do to correct your behavior. Not critical. But say, well, I had a lot of prickly bushes last month. Maybe I need to quiet the mind, quiet the mouth, and not be that way. Before we meditate, I will end with this. One of the first things my guru said to me was, after he accepted me as a disciple, he said, "You have to stop being so emotional." And I said, "I'm not emotional." "You have to stop being so emotional." "I'm not emotional." Oh golly, this went on for years. To be honest, probably went on for decades. If I'm being truthful, I think it went on for decades. And one day he gave me a special astrological method to use. And I happened to look at my own horoscope. And I called him and I said, "Oh my gosh, you're right. You're right. I have an emotional mind." And then another 2 decades or so went by and something happened in my life. And he said to me, "Look how far you've come." And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about," because I couldn't see. The blessing of the Guru was that he helped me to see. And I'm telling you, the blessing of the teachings. Love the teachings, not the teacher. Love the teachings. Teacher will come and go and, be of help to you or not. The teachings will help you eternally. Love the teachings and know that you can find that feeling state, that through your meditation you can find the feeling state. Through changes in your lifestyle, 3 to 5 times a day, 5 to 15 seconds a day, that's all. And it will make a difference in your life. It will make a difference in your life. Now, together we will end our meditation with meditative prayer, as we do each week, as I ask of you each week to join with me to bring your spiritual energies together, that we might send our blessings along with those of the divine to all of those on the earth who are in need, for there are many. And while we cannot change the karma of another, we cannot do for another, we cannot soften their karma, we can offer them prana, chi, the Anandic bliss. We can offer them this, that they, when they are ready, will be able to accept, to lift, to accept the blessings that we offer. So let us do this together. Namaste, Ji. Focusing your attention at your sun center. The point between your eyes. Place your hands in the Om Mudra with the index finger and the thumbs together. Turning your head to the left with a double exhalation. Bring the head back to the center and begin then to watch the breath. Use the sipping breath to pull the energy from the limbs to the trunk. And now again, from the trunk to the spinal column. From the base of the spine to the sun center. Moving that energy as a golden ball of light out in front of you. Expand that light and sweep it around your body, moving counterclockwise. Envelop your body in golden light, 3 times wrapping it. And now ascend. Ascend as high as you are able. Ascend to the high place of meditation. As you reach the grove of the meditators, the garden of the divine ones, sit in meditation. Call upon your Ishtadevata, your chosen form of the divine. O ye powers that be, join with us as we send forth our meditative prayers. Thou knowest better than we the needs. Thou knowest better than we the karmas that need to be softened. We ask thee to join with us. Soften, soften, soften the karmas, that they be easier for all souls to deal with, to live with, neutralize where possible, soften. First for Mother Gaia, upon whom we live at this moment, we send forth our gratitude, we send forth our meditative prayers, that all of the needs of Mother Gaia be met, that our gratitude radiate forth to her. Let us see the golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss pour down as we chant the Om Shanti mantra. And let us chant this together 7 times. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Again, focusing your attention at your sun center. With each Shanti that we chant, feel the golden dewdrops of Ananda pouring down upon those for whom we are praying. For all of those beings upon the earth who are living with water insecurity, with shelter insecurity, with food insecurity, with health insecurity, with economic insecurity. May the blessings pour forth unto them abundantly. May the helpers pour forth from all sides to ease the karma, that they might have that which they need. Again, the Om Shanti mantra 7 times. Feel those golden dewdrops pouring forth, radiating forth to all beings. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For all of those souls who are living in states of emotionality, whose minds are racked with sadness, with fear, with anxiety, with anger, with greed, with jealousy. May these emotions be balanced. May Anandic bliss, may the feeling state of bliss pour forth to them. O ye powers that be, pour forth thy blessings to all souls who are confined by the emotions of the mind. May we be blessed, may we be blessed, may we be triply blessed. Let us send forth thy blessings. Again, the Om Shanti mantra 7 times. Feeling the light pouring forth from your sun center, feeling all of the divine beings joining with us, sending forth the light. All of the helpers, the goodness of life pouring forth, the light of life pouring forth, the divine of life radiating forth. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O ye powers that be, Thou knowest the needs of all of the beings far better than we. Far better than we can articulate, thou knowest these needs. We call upon thee at this moment to send forth thy blessings, to soften the karma, as we use our earth prana, as we use our spiritual prana, our yoga siddhi. We call upon thee to join with us and soften the karmas. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be thou blessed, be thou blessed, be thou triply blessed. Open your hearts, my beloved, and accept the blessings that are pouring down upon you at this moment. Feel the golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss pouring down upon your crown center. Ananda, 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 da, da. Become an ever greater blessing unto all of those who enter your aura. Namaste, Ji. I thank you for your many blessings. Thank you for your meditative energies. Namaste, Ji.